Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
We're here to talk all things hoops. About 48 hours or so ago, Nico Harrison was fired as the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, and that means that maybe Anthony Davis might be on the move. We're going to build some perfect trades dealing with that. And we had a long slate of games last night, some 50 pieces, some comeback wins, all of that included in today's episode. How we feeling?
I want to say this. I'm feeling like this is what I expect from D. Millie when he get on his set.
Fall valves for sure.
I'm loving this.
He looked warm.
Yeah, loving this.
You see his face, though? He didn't know where you were going with it. He's like,
I feel like a couple episodes ago, I talked about his sweats that he had on. You know what I mean?
He brought it today.
I give same energy, man.
Oh, I
you know what I'm saying? I'm as loud as when I can criticize versus when I give flowers. I'm digging this. This is D. Millie to the T right here, baby. This is my expectation for you. You know how you score 30 points in the
He
game?
don't want them expectations better.
Once you score 30 points in the game, your coach going to tell you, I know that you're capable now. You know what I mean? I expect this for if you really like that.
I've seen him put it on before. So.
Right.
For sure. Oh, for sure.
I'm liking the Connor Bedard jersey.
Hey,
Right?
shout out
That is-
to the young GOAT, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to we lost last night, but it don't matter. He still lead the league in total points. That's what he do.
Second year, right?
They said third year. They said we
Third?
got a young GOAT in the making.
Mm.
So if y'all
We
not
need
locked
more of
in, the
those.
Blackhawks.
We need more of those in Chicago.
They said we had a really low over-under this season. We already looking better than what we expected from Connor Bedard to Nazar to Turbo to Knight. We out here,
So
baby.
it sounds like you went to a game.
Now, it sounds like my boy Googling. He's saying a lot of they saying. He's telling us to tune in.
Yeah, I can't lock you in too hard, but when they got a nationally televised game, I'm there because I didn't pay the full package to get
Oh,
there.
You do got
I
a foot, yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
They had a national televised game. Oh, we got to drop the mic today.
How often do you pay for full packages?
Well, if you're going to get a package, you might as well get the full thing, right?
Okay, drop the mic.
I want to ask y'all, whose return are you more excited for? J-Dub to the Thunder or LeBron for the Lakers?
I'm probably going LeBron for the Lakers because the OKC is still dominant and they still doing their thing and they kind of making it. Not that they don't need J-Dub, but they can still sustain without J-Dub. The Lakers, y'all kind of need LeBron.
You kind of put J-Dub in a tough spot here, Mike.
Yeah, him versus Braun.
Well,
That's why I
mean,
giggle. I'm like,
it's basically like,
one team is still somewhat undefeatable with him not being there.
I know, that's why I say, like,
And the
maybe
other guy's
J-Dub
like
is the answer.
potentially on his last leg of his career.
I'm going to say Braun because the All-NBA streak is in jeopardy. If he don't play soon, his 65 game, I mean, then he'd have to play like every game, so maybe I should just say it's dead completely. But the man that made All-NBA forever, it feels like, and he would be the oldest guy to do it because he was the oldest guy to do it last year. So I kind of want to see him come back. League is better with Braun.
Definitely LeBron. And I want to see, like, the sciatica situation. Is this like a real big issue? Is he going to play a game, feel good, and then we get the notification? Kind of like the Jalen Green thing, where Jalen Green played, it was like, oh, look at Jalen Green. Then the next day, it's like, oh, he's going to be out. Like, is this sciatica thing super,
They said he looked good
Big
in
issue.
the practice that he did.
I
with
believe
G-League.
him. I think he would always look good in the G-League practice.
All right, let's get into some potential Anthony Davis trades. Like I mentioned, Nico Harrison is out, and there's speculation across the association now that Nico Harrison is gone, that both Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving could be next out of the door. We always have the question the first couple weeks or month into the season, who's going to be the team, who's going to be the superstar that gets traded next. And it feels as though it might be Anthony Davis. It seems like the ownership is saying they want to chill on Anthony Davis' health to make sure he's completely healthy. Some of that is kind of like we throwing the white flag already, and we just going to move AD once we get an opportunity to. So we all like being internet general managers.
What was your reaction when the report came out that Nico asked Anthony Davis to come back early?
I actually didn't even see that. So this is my first time hearing it.
I was kind of, I don't even want to say thrown off. I mean, he was trying to save his job.
Yeah,
probably.
that was my takeaway from it.
But it was very, it was stupid.
It was stupid.
Because apparently the injury that Anthony Davis has, their medical staff wants him to really relax and chill because it's calf related. And we've seen the injuries with Tatum, Hallie, Dame, well, specifically Dame and Tatum, where they were being bothered by a lingering calf issue and you rush and you come back so soon and it turned into an Achilles issue. So they're saying that the owner is stepping in and saying, like,
Relax.
he's going to kind of approve and make sure that situation, because you're 3 and what? 7?
100, something like that.
Yeah. So like
Close enough.
Nico Harrison is out of his mind to even try to throw that on the table.
It's selfish. That's what really.
That's a
what it is.
fireboy. That's a fireboy excuse right there.
It wasn't like what was their record when Anthony Davis played in the 5 games he played? It was probably like 2-3 or 1-4. It wasn't like they was 4-1. And it's like, man, get back, because when you played, we was at the top of the West. It's like you bringing them back to lose by 4 instead of 9,
Yeah.
to lose by 11 instead of 16.
It was very distasteful to see a GM do that to their star player.
when you was already gonna get fired.
Yeah.
All right, who want to throw out the first trade?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love Darrick trades, by the way. Historically,
love-
he's the best GM ever.
I like to
on
think
this
so too. I got one where the rich get richer. The Oklahoma City Thunder come in and they get involved in the Anthony Davis sweepstakes. And what they going to give up? They giving up Isaiah Hartenstein, Isaiah Joe, and Nikola Topic, and the Clippers pick for this year. And in return, they receive Anthony Davis.
Okay. That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be when you said OKC. Obviously, they say OKC's just not going to do it because there's no real incentive to do it. But just as a thought experiment, I think the big question with the Anthony Davis thing is, what does that value really look like? And I think you kind of gave something that feels decent, a young player.
Yep.
And Nikola Topic get
That
well
they
soon.
really aren't going to use.
Yep. A draft pick that, based on what the Clippers look like right now, that's actually a really good draft pick. And then basically salary
Cap
filler.
salary filler.
No disrespect to Isaiah Hartenstein, but that's what he is in this trade.
I thought about OKC too. I didn't have a trade for them, but I thought about them too, just because they can. You know, I feel like they're really in one of those tiers where they just have so many assets that they can't throw stuff at the wall, and they could pop up with a player like Anthony Davis.
I just
think
wonder.
defensively, their team would just be so nasty. It's already nasty, but if you put AD at the 5 instead of Isaiah Hartenstein, it just opens up so much more.
I wonder. We're not cap experts, but I wonder what Anthony Davis's 2 years left versus Hart's 1 year left, what that does for the future extensions of some of the players they actually care about.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Also, it's
definitely
like
plays a part.
we got it. You know, like I feel like that's what OKC's at. We had the best defense of all time last season. Somehow, even without J-Dub and Chet missed some time already this season, we're on pace to do it again. So yeah, I think that they just chill. At least if they're gonna make a trade, it'll be something marginal versus going to get a superstar.
I agree. It was tough for me to draw up trades, so I stole.
All of my trades are like fake. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
stole. I stole mine. I ain't gonna lie.
I was looking at some teams. I was
He
like,
said he stole them.
how did the Pacers get in? I was like, they can't.
they really can't.
Yeah.
Not without Pascal. I looked at all
Yeah.
29 of the teams.
Yeah, I stole this from Bleacher Report.
What Bleacher Report put together.
The Mavericks get Karl Anthony Towns,
Oh.
I had a trade with Cat.
Kirshawn Yabusele,
Okay.
He just said big screens, I guess.
Tyler Kolek,
Okay.
Pacome Daddier, Huck Porty, and a $4 million trade exception.
Okay. That's like half the roster.
The Knicks get Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, Brandon Williams, Dante Exum, rights to an overseas prospect, and they get 2 trade exceptions that would equal out to $5 million. And then the Nets get in to help facilitate the trade, where they would take Dwight Powell and $5 million and a 2022 second-round pick.
Yeah, that might be the deal breaker. You know, Dwight Powell has to stay in Dallas for his entire career, or the rest of his career.
Out of all those things, I'm just glad that Pierre brought it to the table, because again, I was thinking about trades for Anthony Davis to the Knicks, and I was like, just don't know how Knicks fans would even feel about it.
I don't either.
I think it's fascinating. Yeah,
I
because
don't
I didn't
either.
build a Bulls trade because I kind of assumed somebody else would. Because I don't know
Yeah, I
how
got
to
a Bulls trade.
value my own players on my team. So I think
Same.
it is interesting that you brought in that one.
I didn't make it though, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So from that
That's why I had to
perspective,
steal it.
I think it obviously levels y'all up on the defensive end of the floor. But obviously,
Mitchell Robinson and AD in the front court.
that sounds crazy. You know, AD wants to play the 4 either way.
Yeah.
It would be scary to me from the Knicks' perspective. Of course, the health of Anthony Davis being the big question mark.
And
It's
Mitchell
like-
Robinson.
Yeah, both of
yeah,
So
them.
like
guess-
both,
yeah.
you have 2 injury-prone bigs.
Yeah,
I think
and
about
nobody's
health.
behind them if you're giving up Huck Porty.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think about health more so than fit with Anthony Davis.
Yep.
Always, yeah.
Like, I'd worry about the fit later, and the health is my biggest concern when trading for him. That's why it was kind of hard to think about draft compensation in this, because I'm not sure how much I'm willing to give up my future for something that may be only the next few years down the road.
Yeah, it don't look like the Knicks, the Mavericks don't get a pick in
Yeah.
this. They get
It's just
money,
Towns
really.
and
Trade exceptions in town. I guess the picks are Daddier and Kolek, but
so hypothetically, if we got notification, obviously I don't think that trade can go through until at least December 15th. If we got notification that said that trade happened, from a Knicks fan's perspective, what is your initial reaction? Like, are you excited about it? Are you worrying about it? Like, how do you really gauge something like that?
I'm optimistic.
Okay.
I like Cat, but I like 82. But like Mike said, it's the injury history. That's all. But he's a great player.
When we come back, we will get into more potential Anthony Davis trades. All right, I'm going to give y'all my first trade revolving around Anthony Davis. And like I said, all the trades I came up with are kind of fictional trades, but
That's
more
why I'm interested.
conversation starters more than anything. What if the Toronto Raptors were interested in Anthony Davis?
Yep, I think they can be,
I
honestly.
like this.
In this hypothetical, it is Anthony Davis and Brandon Williams going to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for what's left of that long-ass Emmanuel Quickley contract. Jakob Poeltl, the 2028 and the 2026 and 2028 first-round picks.
See, I had a trade with them too, but instead of the Jakob Poeltl and the picks, it was Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett.
Like
you
straight up like that?
Yep. And you get those, you basically get
I still
pieces that
need a
can
pick.
fit a little bit alongside Cooper
I
Flag.
still need a pick.
The way I thought about it is you get one of those picks for Anthony Davis's talent and one of those picks to take on Emmanuel Quickley's contract. That's kind of what my head was at when I put it together.
I think because again, when I was looking for some of these trades to steal, the Raptors came up in one of the articles, and I think they were more on the side of Mike, the way they had RJ Barrett. But I think I like yours, KB, because if I'm the Mavericks, I know I'm not getting a gazillion picks for AD, but I also don't want to bring in people that kind of get in the way, I guess. So like I'll take Emmanuel Quickley for the pick. I can't take RJ and Emmanuel Quickley.
Right.
What is RJ Barrett's contract situation?
I think it's like 27.
Option? But is it an option or is he straight into free agency?
I think he does have an option.
I think it's a year after this one, yeah.
Team player?
I would
It's
assume
usually
players
always
because
player.
nobody getting team.
Then
options.
I probably would, because I really want to clear the desk here. I wanna really tank. I want to really be bad, and I want to go get my next pick and make sure that like I start there. Because then when you look at the Mavericks' future and you squint, it's like if they can get a top 4, top 3 pick, preferably with Cooper Flag and Darrick Lively, that's not that bad of a nucleus to start with. But I don't want to bring in, because RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, that's like 25 shots right there on a bad team.
And my fictional trade here, you probably want to find a third team for Jakob because you don't want Jakob Poeltl and Darrick Lively. And I'm assuming Gafford might get traded if they blow it all up. But you know Lively is one of your building blocks. So maybe a third team
And
comes
Dwight
in.
Powell.
And you can't forget the White Powell.
I like this for the Raptors, though, on the opposite end. Anthony Davis, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram. Also, if you're the Mavericks, would you try to take, like, instead of RJ Barrett, who you kind of know the ceiling is, he's a little older.
You want one of the younger guys.
Would you try to get a Grady Dick or Jacoby Walter?
I think you try.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
Might as well.
And I
They
don't
can
think the
come in and
Raptors
probably develop a lot better than they are in Toronto.
At least try.
Yeah.
I have a trade that includes the Spurs.
I got one too, Mike. I'm looking right at it. Let's see if we put together the same trade.
This would be Devin Vassell,
Yep.
Harrison Barnes,
Nope.
Jeremy Sohan, and a first-round pick for Anthony Davis, Max Christie.
Okay. Oh, Max Christie's in there too.
Yeah.
That's a little come up. Mine with the Spurs were very similar. It was Vassell, Sohan, and Olynyk. I didn't even have any draft compensation. I was thinking 25-year-old young player, and then Jeremy Sohan still on his rookie scale deal. That is your young player or future draft capital. But if you're getting Max Christie back, if you're the Spurs, then I feel pretty good about it.
Would you all trade Devin Vassell?
Harrison,
I think so.
would.
Yeah.
For Anthony Davis?
Any Anthony Davis trade?
I think so.
I'm trying. It's not that I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put us in the position of a Spurs fan, how
For
we
sure.
did with me with the Knicks, because we don't have a Spurs fan up here.
Well, I think Spurs fans will probably just say no to the deal completely, honestly. I think most fan bases are probably turned off by Anthony Davis at this moment in time, given the history of his injuries and the
his
size of his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of fan bases will be too intrigued unless he goes out there and, like he tried to do with Dallas. And
But this
prove
is what
that
I
he's
will
worth
say.
it.
Guys like Anthony Davis, Zach LaVine, not that they're in the same tier, but guys that got these big contracts, well, Anthony Davis is a little bit more longer than Zach LaVine's contractual length. Anyway,
I wasn't going to do it.
I like Anthony Davis in this setting because I have MVP caliber Vic. I have a De'Aaron Fox. So even with him missing the games, this team still is structured and stand still. The thing about the Mavericks, my first reaction, I think on the first video I made with the Luka trade is my goodness, I like Kyrie and Anthony Davis and those surrounding pieces, but Nico, you're putting the franchise on the back of 2 injury-prone stars.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put Anthony Davis. That's why the Knicks trade is like he becomes significant to where if he misses time, it hurts us. The Spurs, it will hurt to not have Anthony Davis, but you still have 2 All-NBA caliber players. So this is ideal for me.
Yeah.
If I were to be an investor.
You have a lot more security.
Yeah.
I can agree because you got Fox and Wemby.
That's why
You got Dylan Harper, Stephon Cass. There's a lot more structure.
I think
Cornet.
the question is, if you're the Spurs, if this trade pack of Vassell or Sohan draft capital, that's a real tangible trade package. Do you believe that somebody else better or more secure than Anthony Davis becomes available down the line? You know what I mean? And that's probably what you're thinking about for your Spurs. Do we go all in for Anthony Davis, or do we wait to see if this Giannis thing this offseason doesn't really work? And then we use this same thing plus draft picks to go get Giannis.
You got to wait then,
Yeah.
Because I also think that waiting around could be detrimental.
I agree too, yeah.
I was reading something, and that was kind of the idea with the Knicks for a little bit. They were waiting to see if Giannis was going to be available. They're like, we can't wait. Let's go get Karl Anthony Towns and go get Mikal Bridges. And obviously, that's a championship contender right now. So I guess it's all of the conversations that come with an
And
Anthony
right now,
Davis
it seems like
trade.
Giannis is happy. I mean, the Bucks are playing good. And I
Yeah,
think
personally, if I
waiting-
was the Spurs, I would go for it.
Yeah, I think waiting on Giannis. If he was to be disgruntled, it would have had to been now. Like, they would have had to been bad now.
That's why, like, when I was trying to look at teams that would make that trade, you kind of have to think that they have some leniency to either wait for Anthony Davis to be completely healthy, or they can kind of have him, like, you get healthy while we still are able to win games.
Yep.
And then once it really comes time to it, we're adding Anthony Davis to the
That's
mix.
kind of why I had OKC in there, because I feel like they could be a team that could really hold it down, even with him being
The
out.
only thing with them is just they just got the if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And there's a risk there, right? There's a risk.
Yeah,
Because you're giving up real players for a hypothetical player.
Yeah.
And if they trade all of that and Anthony Davis not ready for 2 months, who knows what your record's going to be in those 2 months?
I have another team.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Who
the
got
Wizards.
the Pistons straight? Oh my gosh.
The Wizards getting him.
Oh,
They're
what the
sending
hell?
away. They're sending away their vets, Chris Middleton, CJ McCollum. All that money is off the books for
Right.
the Mavericks. They're also getting 2 first-round picks for Anthony Davis and Caleb Martin.
I'm not doing that if I'm the Wizards.
The reason I thought it could be positive for the Wizards is obviously they're going to be bad. Like, even if he's missing a lot of games, they were just going to miss games, period. Like, you can still play for the pick. But once he's back, you can try to put it together. And I think it's a really good vet for also Alex Sarr. He's going to learn a lot from Anthony Davis, even if he's kind of sitting on the
But
shelf.
Alex Sarr's better than Anthony. No, let me chill.
Yeah, come on.
Also,
I love
let me
Alex
chill,
Sarr,
I'm
bro.
just talking.
Don't say all
Also,
that.
they're working with Anthony Davis camp on facilitating this deal.
He's
They're
not going
gonna-
to watch.
They're going to decline that. They're going to push back heavily
On some
that.
2K type stuff though.
Makes sense. The Washington Wizards were 17.5, or the Rockets were 17.5 favorite going into last night. That's like worst of all time type odds, you know? They can't be buyers or being that bad.
Yeah, I think you just and also you're trading away draft picks when you're a young team that's going to be
You
bad.
need them.
You need those picks. You need to hit on those picks. So like trading those picks, the Wizards is a big no for me.
I got a couple quick ones.
He said a big no.
You know, he GM of the year.
He is GM of the year. This team obviously also deal with a front court player that's in and out of the lineup a lot. What if an Anthony Davis Philadelphia 76er thing was available?
Who they
Paul
trade?
George.
Paul George and Jared McCain.
Mm.
Oh, you putting AD and Joel together?
Well, we just making fake trades.
I
ain't we?
know,
But
that's true.
I
Might
kind
as-
of like
might
it from
as
the
well.
intriguing fact you get Jared McCain in that trade.
I don't like
If
it
you're
because
the
you
Mavericks?
interrupting Trent and Wofford. And that's my boy, but yeah. Is his contract shorter than Paul George? He got like a 2-year extension. Paul George got a 4-year deal, right?
yeah, he's got 3 years left for Paul George. So you got an extra year compared to Anthony Davis.
I mean,
All right, I got another one.
I got an Atlanta trade.
Oh, go give me the Atlanta one.
Kristaps Porzingis on his 1-year deal. Onyeka, a first-round pick that is top 3 protected for Anthony Davis.
I saw the same type of trade as somebody threw Asa Newell in there instead of
Okay. I didn't
Double
know.
O.
I feel they're a team that it's kind of hard to put
Why,
the injury
though?
risk for.
Can I ask why are they being buyers?
I think just because they feel like they probably need to do something.
Oh, that's the worst place to be as a front office. We got to do something because they still got the question mark of Trae Young as well.
Yeah. And they might probably feel like a duo of Anthony Davis and
I
Trae
feel like
Young.
this is the move you make if they came out on that fire start we kind of thought they would be. Then this would be like the cherry on top where it's like, ooh, they 7-3. Those moves made sense. let's go get Anthony Davis. But to like save it or to give it another try within the try is kind of nuts.
Is one of the under talked about things about it from us is that whatever team trades for Anthony Davis, they're probably going to have to extend him too. So now you got to deal with that headache of whether or not his contract is he max worthy still, which is a bad conversation to have about a legend like Anthony Davis. But we appreciate the trades. We got a lot more, but we'll get to them another time. Next, we had a bunch of games last night. We're going to recap them all. Stay tuned. I'm going to say thank you again to our sponsor over at DraftKings. Fellas, you guys know all about DraftKings Pick 6 by now. We could pick more or less on different player stats for the upcoming games. Just pick 2 or more different players into your pick set. Decide more or less on stats. Sit back, relax, watch the game, and see if you made the right decision.
So simple.
So simple.
Or less.
And you know what?
More.
Last episode, we put together our pick set. We shot 0-4.
Yes, we did.
I was 1
happens.
point away from OG. You were 1 point away from Carlton
Carlton
Towns.
Towns,
They had like a 6-minute stretch where they were playing Looney Tunes basketball. The ball didn't go in the basket.
I just been off.
You just been off.
I'm
You
talking
Steph
about
Curry
air
the day
balls.
before.
It happens.
I'm talking about air balls.
It's okay.
All
It's a
backboard.
part
I've
of the
been
game,
off.
baby.
It's part of the game. It's the risk you take. All right, let's get into the pick set for tonight. Hopefully everybody get back on the saddle and hit some things up. A guy that Darrick just talked about last segment, Onyeka Okongwu, is a part of my pick set. His line right now is at 16.5 points versus the Utah Jazz. I went less. I'm trying the less method 1 time a week. So far, I'm 2 for 2 on my lesses. This one, there's no real like rhyme or reason behind it. Like the other one's like Chris Paul maybe washed, or it's like Con Knipple. He's made so many threes, he's due for regression. There's nothing there for Onyeka Okongwu to solidify. It's just like a shot, if you will. And they're coming off a back-to-back too. Maybe they just a little bit more tired. That trip to Utah is always a bit whatever. I'm talking myself into it. What y'all think?
I like it.
I always
I
think
think
less is a gamble.
Yeah.
But do your thing.
I'm with you on a less. Mine is going to be a less. And I'm also with you if I'm ever going to take that less risk, it's going to be a team that they could really beat on, which potentially they could. It could be a close game too. No disrespect to Utah. But the back-to-back is always a factor there too. My Knicks last night lost to the Magic, and we played like a not Knicks team. And I think partly of that was the back-to-back. You know, back-to-backs make teams and players look so completely different. So I feel you in that.
Mike, in the same game, you went our boy Larry Marketing more on his points on 25.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go more. He had a little bit of a couple of duds against Minnesota, but was able to turn it around with a 35-point. I think he stays hot. I got to go more for our boy Lowry.
Yeah.
Shout out to Larry, man.
I can't believe, thinking about who he was as a player when he played for the Bulls, the fact that he has a 25.5 line, and you're like, yeah, he can do that on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
It's still crazy to me. Shout out to our boy. Pierre, you mentioned your less. You went with Oso Ighodaro at 5.5 points less.
Yeah.
He has not hit this line at all. And I was looking at it too when you snagged it, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good one.
He's been getting 2-3 points. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take the less on this one. You know, sometimes you gotta get a layup, a free throw.
This gonna be the night. This gonna be the night.
He gonna have 12 in the first
Hey, if
quarter.
he does, that's fine with me.
Yeah, shout out
That's
to
fine
him.
with
It's
me.
We
just
got
like
love for him.
KB. You know, you got to take your chance.
Take your chance.
That's all.
And lastly, Darrick, you win Jalen Johnson 20.5 points more versus Utah.
I think this could be a pretty high-scoring game between these two teams, and I think Jalen Johnson's going to come out. I think he's going to smash that 20.5.
Yeah, I mean, one thing he's going to do is run. And same thing with the Utah Jazz. So like you said, it could be a high-scoring game. And there's not many people better in transition than Jalen Johnson.
This is a game where they put up 152 points.
God, I did not win?
The Jazz, they did it against some team recently.
Jeez, maybe we should have been looking at some Keontae George tonight then if they doing that on a reg.
All these basketball analysts I'm sitting next to, and y'all don't know what game that was?
I don't remember what
I don't
game
remember
it
who they
was.
played.
Yeah, that kind of mix up. It's so many games.
That's a shame, though. This your job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're not
either.
watching that.
I'm trying to think. In regulation?
Yeah. I remember, I just saw the box
Was that the
score.
game against the Celtics when Yusuf Nurkic hit the game winner?
No. I could just,
Please quickly
let me
look that
just
up.
look.
Who got
look
the
it up
best
for
pick?
you.
I'm feeling good about my Lowry pick.
Jalen Johnson has been able to do this pretty regularly. He just did it last
They
night.
did it against the Pacers.
Yeah.
No Trey
Did it
Young.
against the Pacers game makes a ton of sense. No Trae Young. He's got the ball a ton. A lot of his points yesterday, I mean, we're going to get to last night's games. Most of his points yesterday was literally in transition or semi-transition. So it's like, that's the Jalen Johnson way. So I ain't mad at it against the Utah Jazz team. I hope we all do well. I know this is a competition between us all. I hope we all do well because we all need a little pickup.
Just a little bit.
When we come back, we'll recap all of the games from last night. Stay tuned. For those who haven't checked out DraftKings Pick 6 yet, there's an exclusive offer waiting for you. Right now, new DraftKings customers can play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. All you have to do is download the Pick 6 app and use promo code ENJOY when you sign up. Pick 6 is available in most states, including Texas, California, Missouri, so don't be afraid to get in on the action. Ride the upside with Pick 6. Ton of games last night. I want to open up by talking about how crazy this current MVP race is already gearing up to be. Shea dropped another 30-point game. He has 7 games this season where he didn't even play in the fourth quarter already. The season just started, and they without some of their best players. But also, Nikola Jokic just had a 55-point game where he basically didn't miss a shot. He was just perfect from the field.
Yeah.
It's just, and then it was going against Zubats, who everybody say that's the best Jokic defender in the world. 55 on his head.
I mean, Ty Lue said that their game plan was to let him score and to cut off all the passes from everyone else. But he said, I didn't expect him to drop 55.
I think it's the first time he's dropped 50 and 1.
Yeah. I remember when there was a stretch where he would drop 50 and they would lose.
I was a little scared because he had 25 in the first quarter, and then the Clippers started making their way back. And I think they actually took the lead in that second quarter.
Sure did, yeah.
But again,
Sanders, baby.
Yes, he did. Had a game.
I don't know. Jokic is a guy, he was feeling good because he was taking those threes. Like, anytime he had any little bit of airspace, he was like, yeah, I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to let it ride. So he just really had it going. And to be honest, the Nuggets have not, as a unit, not had all their players get going. Like Christian Brown, after signing his big deal, he's not having
He
the
limped
same
off
year.
the court.
Again, they just haven't had, I guess, the
Johnson.
same team success, but they just still get the wins. They still make it done.
That's how good Jokic is.
At any
Offense is still
point,
nuts.
this whole team can click. And to
It's
me,
going to happen.
yeah, they're just almost just as scary as the Thunder, in my opinion.
The only thing about the Thunder is the defense.
Yeah.
You know, I think the Nuggets are scary. You add some depth, and like you said, to your point, it ain't clicking yet, and they still finding ways to get success. And you have to be a believer that it's going to click at some point. Like Cam Johnson is getting trail threes. I talk
averaging
wide
7
open threes. I think when I look, because I did something on Tee It Up where players I needed more from, and Cam Johnson was one of them. And I believe the stat that I looked up, this is obviously before last night, he was shooting like 11% from 3 on unguarded catch and shoot looks. That's not going to stay the same.
That's not him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
He's going to pick that up.
you know, Tim Hardaway Jr. can always get hot
He
real
did get
quick.
hot too,
you know, so I think about them in a playoff sense. You already have Jokic. We know what Jamal Murray can do, especially if you're playing against the Lakers in a series. You better watch out, Mike.
And
Aaron
they
Gordon.
consistently show you that they could be one of the
Aaron
best
Gordon can
defenses
drop
in the
50
playoffs.
on you.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon getting you 50 these days. Yeah, this team is tough. It's just that, again, the Thunder, man, they know how to.
What they did to the Lakers last night was disgusting.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
tell me about what happened in that game, because I have no idea.
Let's keep it real, KB.
Please tell me. I watched the first half,
Y'all had 11,
about halfway
but
through the
let's keep
third,
it
and
real,
I
though.
tuned into them other games
For
because that
one
game was
second,
not
let's
it.
keep it real. I didn't watch that game.
Yep.
I didn't watch the Knicks game
Yep.
because I don't have ESPN right now.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, y'all had 11 turnovers in the first quarter.
I mean, it's the Thunder, and it's so weird because
It's the Thunder.
Marcus Smart even said like,
It's the Thunder without Dub. It's the Thunder without a lot of people.
I don't know, man. They still get it done. Again, AJ Mitchell still doing it.
Is that not scary to you, though? As that is one of the teams you have to go through to do the thing that you want to do as a
It
Laker
is scary. It is scary. I think this morning I seen an article that literally popped up that said like, what do the Lakers need to get through the Thunder?
fan. A lot.
A lot.
I mean, LeBron would be a good start.
It would, but I don't even know. I don't even think that's close to enough.
Can y'all get Anthony Davis back?
I had
tried
trades. I had trades, but then I thought about it. Like, you might as well just wait for the max spots to open up.
So yeah, no Dub, no Dort, no Wiggins. Those are the rotation players that were missing yesterday. And when I looked up again, I didn't get to watch this game because no ESPN. It was 70-30.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, I'm cool with not seeing this game because it's already over. It's already over.
Any little run the Lakers tried to make, it was just put to bed immediately.
Yeah,
And it was just like, there was no hope. Luka didn't look good. Austin Reeves was put
and
in jail.
that's the double-edged sword with it is like Luka could be so good, but still with this roster, if he's having a struggling game, it's gonna show.
Oh, for sure, because he was literally like the whole engine of the offense, and they literally
Yeah, I don't
guarded
think
him as
Luka's
such.
ever been on a team where it won't show. He's that good of a player. I think it's the same with like a Shea. You know what I mean? It won't show as much because they can still eliminate the opposing team star player. But yeah, those guys, that's what makes them so great, in my opinion, is that it's not too many games where they don't, like, when's the last Shea game where he wasn't there?
No,
There's not many.
He's dropped 20 points in like 90 straight games.
When I be looking, he just an easy 30.
You just
It's
pencil
an
it
easy
in.
30.
You pencil him in for 30.
And it's supposed to be, it's not supposed to be that way with how he plays.
Yeah, no.
Let them tell it.
And it felt like the MVP race was close last year. Even when like Shea kind of taking it at the end, it's going to be another tough one this year.
Well, the best thing about Shea is that even if he's struggling, he's still going to get you 10 plus free throws a game. So that's 10 easy ones right there.
And he's been so clutch this season. I mean, that didn't matter yesterday when you were about 40, but like so far this year, he's been real clutch. So
I think the narrative fits him too. If I'm just being completely honest. I mean, he doesn't have J-Dub. They're playing just as good as they played last year. They didn't have iHeart or some of Chet last year, or Chet and some of iHeart last year.
He does it on both ends of the court.
When if he was to not play, this offense and his team would just look so terrible. I don't like. He is legitimately why they're able to win on the offensive end. Now, collectively, defensively, they do a good job, like we just spoke on. But yeah, then what Giannis is doing without any other type of player that's going to even sniff an All-Star game has to be talked about. I think Wemby and the things he does, and then Jokic.
Yeah. No, the MVP race is going to be tight this year. At least right now it is. Somebody could easily start running away with it, and then we'll see. But right now.
I got a team that
Steph Curry was great last night as
he
well.
sure was.
y'all talking about just not watching because it's on ESPN. I might be done watching the Kings until something goes wrong. I spent some time watching this game.
Me too.
And I was just there. I had like secondhand embarrassment because the product on the court was just so awful. And again,
to have 69 points going into the fourth, I think it was disgusting.
I'm talking about product for right now on the court and for your future. There's really nothing there. So to me, they're in the worst spot in the league. Really.
Yeah, Doug Christie even said at 55 years old, they should have gave me a jersey because I can go out there and compete. He said, I got 6 fouls. I may not move well, but I got 6 fouls to use. I was like, yeah, I can see that.
I kind of feel bad for him, too.
Doug Christie?
Yeah. Because like, he has to go out there and he has to coach this product, and he obviously probably understands that this just doesn't work, but he still has to just put it out there and just kind of hope something happens.
Yeah, it's only 30 of these jobs in the world.
I be thinking about that a lot, D. Millie. Not even from a coach's perspective, but just a locker room thing where, like, we know we suck. We know we playing against teams that's better than us. Like,
what are we getting up for?
It's not even what we getting up for, but just imagine going to work.
Yeah.
There's like no true direction. Like,
yeah, there's no light
stuck.
at the end of the tunnel.
Like the only light at the end of the tunnel is that eventually these contracts will expire. Like that's the only thing.
But no, that's from the organization. I'm saying as a player who plays for the Kings, as DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, I'm driving to the arena.
There's no motivation.
Yeah, I mean the motivation is probably the Royals Royce that you're driving in.
Yeah, to keep another one, to get another contract to show that you're valuable for another team. But my goodness.
Yeah,
that's kind of also why I feel like a lot of coaches just get scapegoated. I think we have a scapegoat problem in the NBA where coaches sometimes just have a bad product that the front office has put together for them, and then the second option is to fire the coach.
Who's the last scapegoat you can think of from the coach's perspective?
I don't remember. But like when I saw that Willie Green was about to get fired, I'm like, Willie Green, he never has a star player. He hasn't had his roster's always hurt. He didn't have Trey Murphy. DeJounte's torn his Achilles. Trey Murphy's playing this year. I'm talking about last year.
Yep.
Zion is never in the lineup.
B.I. was always hurt.
Brandon Ingram was like Willie Green has never really had a competent roster to actually coach.
From what I've seen from Pelicans fans, it's not necessarily that with Willie Green. It's the clock management, the timeout management, and the rotations that people really have a problem with. I don't think that's minuscule personally. If you have bad clock management and lineup management and you give up 29-2 run, why you keep looking at Pierre?
No, I feel you.
Looking at
like every time
because he was looking at you, and I was talking. I just feel like that team still would have probably only won 2 games, even if he is managing the clock right.
I mean, you're probably right, but I'm just going from the perspective of like that stuff is when you have a team that obviously doesn't have the talent pool to compete on a nightly basis. Yeah. Those small things end up mattering a lot. I mean, the last couple Pelicans games, other than the one they lost by 26, have been like 2-possession games. Yeah. And then if it is a 2-possession game, I can see you getting upset about mismanagement or mistimed.
The only reason I looked at KB is I just feel like sometimes fans just be talking.
Yeah.
I agree, but I don't know if Willie Green is one of those times.
I don't think those are minuscule things, but I just don't think that they trump not having your best players. No matter who you put over in that situation, that team has been ran terribly. And that's my point. It's not really even the fans or anything. I do think we're in a scapegoat thing, but I think it makes sense. Yeah. The person who hires these people have to save their job, and so what they're going to try to do is go out and blame the coach. Yeah, but in reality, I like it. That's why I like the way the NFL do things. You have a GM, a coach, a quarterback. We all in this shit together. You know what I mean? And I feel like front offices in the NBA aren't like that, but they should kind of be.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll talk about those Willie Green Pelicans because rookie Darrick Queen had a career night. Stay tuned. Despite the loss, Darrick Queen had a game where he put up 26, 7, and 4 in his 38 minutes. Another close loss to our Portland Trailblazers. Let's talk about
Denny and Shaden Sharp. This is what we want to see.
Hey, this is like a 4-game stretch for Shaden Sharp. You're like, yep, here it is. Yeah. Here it is. And that's all you really asked for. But I want to stick on Darrick Queen just for a little bit.
He should be starting. This is one of my issues with Willie Green.
Yeah.
Is he should be starting.
Looney definitely should not be
Looney
starting.
played 8 minutes as a starter. And Yves Missy, who came off the bench, only played 2 minutes.
Him and Jeremy Grant.
Carlo, who's not even really a 5, he only played 14 minutes. So it really was Darrick Queen for the majority of this game.
Just let that young brother start, man.
Yeah.
Just let him rock out, man.
That's all.
He's shown you some flashes enough to where I think he's granted the right start.
Which is
Especially
funny
when you talk about the offensive skill set.
Maybe it's a Willie Green thing as well. He got a DNP coach's decision against OKC like last week. Like that wasn't that long ago. And now he's like, am I the best player on the team right now? Like it
was that Tim Duncan text.
It was
to me that holds more weight than a timeout. You didn't call a timeout when we was on a 17-2 run, even though the timeouts after the timeout they went on a 15-4 run. Right? But yeah, this is the type of stuff that I have an issue with. Let the young guys play. I mean, but could it be an issue because Jeremiah Fears is starting?
What do you mean? Oh, about the rookie stuff? Mm-hmm. Maybe it was a protest about the pick that Joe Dumars gave up. But no, he's too good to be behind Kevon Looney.
People
be
saying if you squint hard enough, you still a DC.
I might just want to learn. Yeah, DC.
You know what that is?
DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Some people say DC for Derek Coleman. I just made DC. We call him Boogie, but
he definitely get a little bit of Boogie because the game icing shot was Denny Abdi on that left wing, and Darrick Queen didn't close out. He just stood there and let Denny take the 3.
He gave him a look.
I don't know if he gave him a look.
Well, he ain't
even the verse, the hook, even the look. That's why every song sound like Drake featuring
Drake. I mean, he ain't out there to defend. He out there to get buckets. That's kind of always been his thing. You knew that when he was coming out of Maryland.
He gonna have to defend.
He gonna have to defend.
Especially if he's gonna be a 5-man.
He's gonna have to defend.
He's gonna have to, but as of right now,
my boy said, "Hey, forget all of that."
The footwork in the low post, he was giving Donovan Clingan some problems down low. He was hitting the little floaters off the pump fake. He was getting jumped. He gave you the full repertoire of what he could do offensively last night.
Very methodical hooper.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Definitely want to see them build on that for sure.
Next game we can get into is the Rockets winning 135
no,
to
y'all
112.
doing too much. You can skip that, go to the Warriors.
I want to talk about Reece Shepard.
We can, but we need to. How are we skipping through all? We talk about Darrick Queen and Reece Shepard before we get to Steph Curry.
No, let me chill. No, Steph Curry had a terrible night 2 nights ago. And then
against OKC, though. You have to specify it was against OKC.
That's true. And he was sick. He had a cold.
He was coming back from a cold. Second time back-to-back, he had a 46-5-5 game, where in that third quarter, he had 22 points. I love that third quarter because it was 22 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. It was just straight up getting buckets from Steph Curry against the Spurs team, who's a really
One of my favorite things in this game from Steph Curry was the epitome of taking what the defense gives you. We know how great of a shooter he is. A lot of his work early was inside of the arc. He was driving, getting to the free throw line. He had a bunch of mid-range shots. He had a catch-and-shoot mid-range shot in this game. He was using the bank. And that was like just refreshing to see because, again, I think we look at Steph Curry as the greatest shooter of all time, but Steph Curry is also a scorer. Yeah. And in that game, I felt like he did a great job scoring, and they was able to drag Vic out of the paint.
That's
by
a
him.
foul line a lot, too.
Yeah. Because he was putting his head down and getting to that rim. And
I thought that was the most intriguing
Vic
part of the offense is that Vic at some point had to sometimes switch on to Steph, and it just opened up so much. And like they would get now, they can really run them little backdoor and slip screens to the basket. Now you got a Gary Payton layup, and
he was stopping again.
It also opened up. There was one possession where he was just getting face guard. I'm talking about like half court, and the play is going on, and he's just consistently moving and end up having Vic on him. He shot it, they got the rebound because Vic's all out of the paint. He got a wide open look, and then that's all on just Steph Curry moving. He
But
could have easily stood there at half court and
when
just
I
not got that
rewatch
shot.
this stuff, not only is he moving, but he's coaching while moving. So like you'll see Jonathan Kuminga with the ball and Steph will be running like.
I
Come,
think
you
that's
come
my
here,
favorite
set
thing
this right here.
Draymond does,
So I'm like,
honestly.
boy, he got to be tired as hell. Because just moving in itself, like Rip Hamilton used to do, is tiring. But then I'm moving and I'm telling Jimmy Butler, you got to come set it here. You go pass it over there because I'm. And it's not even just
That's
doing
why-
all of it. It's seeing all of this before it happens.
Yeah, that's why I love like kind of watching the chemistry between Draymond and Steph, because Draymond will have nobody within 5-10 feet of him guarding him, but he's just barking out for people to set screens, and all of a sudden Steph Curry is an open look.
Before the game tipped off, the Spurs announcers was talking about how Steph Castle takes the Steph Curry assignment very personal.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steph Curry dropped 45 in his hands. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know how you
sometimes
feel.
you just have to realize that these dudes
That's the
are
GOAT.
Hall of
Yeah.
Famers, like top of their position of all time.
Yeah, he might be 36, but he can still get buckets.
Why Pro-Am offense don't play?
I don't know. I might have to
I
make a
got a
step deal
99
today.
KB and they don't set me no off balls.
No, off-ball screens is nuts. Reece Shepard has put together like a really good
Yes.
2-week stretch or so. I don't have anything else to say other than shout out Reece Shepard.
I mean,
guess.
he's just looking a lot more confident when you're talking about even like the coming off the screens in the pick and roll, shooting the 3-ball. And I just like the fact that he don't look scared no more. He looked like he's ready to be in the moment.
I talked about him on Kevin O'Connor's show, and I was telling him, to me, this is one of my favorite things in basketball, is when we're able to see a young player
Mm-hmm.
in real time, confidence like
Just
evolve and
skyrocket.
grow and grow and grow and grow. Like 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, everybody on Twitter was on his ass because he couldn't get Kevin Durant the ball. And it was like, do this, do that, Reed, what are you doing, what are you doing? And he looked like a deer in headlights. And now when you watch the Rockets, he be pulling up on fast breaks from three. Kevin Durant like, hey, he like, Jakob. And I'm like, whoa, 2 weeks ago, I did not see this level of confidence. And that's just, to me, incredible to see. You know what I mean? In actual real time. And if you continue to take his confidence and do a compound interest type situation, by the time the playoffs get here,
He gonna be there. He gonna be there and ready.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, like if I was a ball player, an NBA player, one guy outside of stars that I would love to play with is Steven Adams. Because if you miss, it doesn't matter.
he got it.
Because he's got you, bro.
6 offensive fouls.
And if I get into a fight, I know he with it.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nobody
he
trying to
there.
fight
He will
Steven
He will
Adams.
pick up the opposing person. Just
Yeah.
sit down, mate.
My
Sit down,
favorite
mate.
clip ever is him taking a towel and giving it to Ja. What you got that towel for, man? That's a star player, man.
Quickly, the Bulls lost to Paul Reed
And
and Duncan Robinson.
And Duncan Robinson. This game was depressing to watch. Because like they don't have Cade, they don't have Duran, they don't have Stewart, they don't have Tobias.
They just keep
They
winning.
don't have a SAR.
They don't have a SAR.
I like
Yeah.
this for them more, obviously more than y'all, but like that shows a great team.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't have Giddy and stuff,
Sure.
but still.
We were the favorite. We should have won that.
Hey, I
game
saw
on
you.
paper.
You post that AJ clip.
It's time, baby.
Paul Reed almost had, it gives you almost 30. It might be that time.
Yeah, Darrick hit the group chat. Paul Reed can't be giving you almost 30.
The amount of times Karis LeVert got open off a backdoor cut was mind blowing to me. Now I can see how y'all feel on Pro-Am because I'm watching it with the NBA team. Like, how is Karis LeVert doing it again?
Or how is Duncan Robinson just wide open?
Bro,
Just
that blows
wide
my
open.
mind in the NBA. Like when you see Steph open, it's just like, bro,
He hit 4 in the first quarter. That's enough.
what are you doing?
And he's the best 3-point shooter on the team.
Yeah,
By a
always,
wide
almost the
margin.
only one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And shout out to our guy again, Dennis Jenkins, who had another
Yeah, started.
great game. Just downhill, get into the basket. Because when you see Vucevic down there, you got to lay up.
Looking like Ontario.
Shout out to
Who's got to
Atlanta.
look in the mirror after that game, man? He got to be like, ain't no way I just let Paul Reed outplay me.
Derek, tell me about this Magic win versus the Knicks because I
You
was
watched this detailed.
I was hoping, no disrespect to Orlando, that the Knicks won this one because I was ready to give a Knicks video because they've been so good, 130 points in like 4 straight games. The offense was fluid.
Yeah.
Second night of back-to-back,
You still
obviously.
care? Yeah,
Schedule
bring that
loss
video.
potentially.
I mean, we got a good game
give
from
me a couple
Anthony Black. Jalen Suggs played well. And it looked like the Magic was communicating defensively. They was really talking. It was switching.
You know
It
why?
was, why?
Apparently, this is a circle game for them. All the other games don't matter. But Paolo, before the game, was like, man, we taking this personal. We going to come out as the aggressor. We circle this on our calendar.
Well,
So they
both of us-
found
yeah.
we're losing to all of these other teams.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know.
It's not like y'all played each other in a series or anything.
Is it Madison Square Garden?
Maybe.
Just the
Maybe
Knicks?
that's really what it
That's a
boils
little
down to.
weird.
Yeah, but
Circle every game. You
Both
might
of the
win.
stars, both of the stars got hurt in this game. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Paulo got to get an MRI today with his groin, and then Jalen Brunson walked out with a boot and crutches. And unfortunately, that's going to be a big blow for both of these teams if both of these guys have to miss big time.
Real quick, I got a text from my boy Jonathan, a Magic fan. Like he said something about the Magic, but then was like, sorry for that. I feel so good as a
Sorry
Knicks
for
fan.
the loss is so crazy.
Because I'm at the point in my fandom where this stuff don't matter. I don't even have to care. We're going to be in the playoffs, we're in contention. I'm worried about April post on.
I feel that. When we come back, we'll go over the new details of the 2026 NBA All-Star Game. So we got more information about the 2026 NBA All-Star Game. I'm going to read to y'all some of the formatting and stuff, and I'm so very curious of what y'all think. In the new U.S. versus World format for the 2026 NBA All-Star Game, 2 teams of U.S. players and 1 team of international players, known as the Team World, will compete in a round of robin tournament featuring 4 12-minute games. The 3 teams will each have a minimum of 8 different players. They will see each other until they find out exactly who has the most wins. If they're all tied up at 1-1, they will use a point differential to figure out who goes to the final. The real question was, for me personally, is how do we decide who makes the All-Star Game since there's a Team World versus Team USA? As in the past, 24 NBA All-Stars will be selected. The 5 players honored as starters from each conference will be selected 50% by the fans, 25% from players, 25% from the media. That is all the same. And the 7 honored as reserves in each conference will be selected by the head coach. That's exactly the way we've known it for a long time. This year, the All-Stars will be selected without regard to position. So we don't need 2-point guard or 2 guards, new forwards, and yada, yada, yada. The process for assigning players to the 2 NBA USA teams will be determined at a later date. So even right now, they don't even know how the hell they're going to determine who's on what team.
That's
Will they do
Yeah.
captains? Will they do team?
We figuring
East
out.
versus
Give
team
us a
West?
little minute.
Give
I
us a
mean,
little bit of time.
Yeah. Just initial reactions is always they just gonna keep trying stuff until they get the All-Star Game back to, I guess, just eventful. And
Here's
people are looking for
the most
it.
interesting part of it all. Let me finish it.
Mhm.
If the NBA All-Star voting does not result in 16 U.S. players and 8 international players, then Adam Silver will select the additional All-Stars to join either group to reach that minimum.
See, I think that's where it gets a little skewed.
Me
'Cause
too.
I think that's a little. That shouldn't.
Not really an all-star,
Yeah,
right?
that's not really an
Yeah.
all-star. So they're gonna get that all-star nod without actually becoming an all-star.
Yeah. I'm not a fan, if I'm being honest. I'm going to be open-minded because I always enjoy All-Star Weekend in itself. But I do think we reaching a little too much with the All-Star Game. I feel like if you want to bring the vibes back, we can start smaller and smaller. Let's get rid of those jerseys. Let's make NBA All-Star Edition jerseys for each selective team. Let's do different things like that. Add a 4-point line. You know what I mean? Stuff like that just make it fun. But yeah, to Darrick's point, whenever we're going and try to select All-Star players who ain't really an All-Star, we're divvying up. We got 3 teams. I got to give a whole spiel to, we ain't casuals. This is our job. We got to give a whole spiel to us. Imagine how we got to deliver that to the casual. How am I supposed to explain that to my dad? How am I supposed to explain that to my mom?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Back
So
in
it's
the day,
like,
it was just
they
you
just
get
go-
these guys from the West and these guys from the East.
yeah.
Again,
You look
it's
up,
just,
some people gonna have 3-time all-star on their resume.
And not be
They
really.
really weren't all-stars that year. They were just
Yeah.
selected.
Do y'all worry about not being able to field 8 international players or field the other U.S. players?
I don't worry about either. I just think that they're
Same here.
precautionary. But I think you're easily going to get the world players.
Yeah.
And I think you're easily going to get the American players too.
yeah, it just feels like it could be somewhat of like a box you're kind of putting
Because
the roster.
Shea is world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shea,
Wemby,
Luka,
Shea,
Wemby,
Jokic,
Giannis.
Giannis. That's
Giannis.
5 right there.
There's
I mean,
no
Karl Anthony
Joel.
Towns technically could be like DR if they wanted
True.
to do. So there's a couple guys that could maybe play on either team,
Mhm.
but we might see a world where because we still ain't accounted for injuries. It's going to happen. We will have injury replacements. So I think we might not struggle, but like the last 2 people on Team USA might be like, really? That guy's an all-star?
You think so?
I think we might
Because
get there.
I mean, the last 2.
I'm talking about last 2, and then of course accounted for injury replacement too, because we going to see 3 maybe
But
all-stars
they
get
all,
injured.
I think the world is always going to have, like Jamal Murray's never been an all-star. He would be world, don't
He
get
would
me
be
wrong.
world,
But
yeah.
like we have that caliber of player where it's like, he's like, we perceive him as an all-star. Versus I think if we don't have the world things, you could have,
Josh Giddey, welcome to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
That
But-
kind of limits a guy like Josh Giddey low-key, because we just named 7.
yeah, we did fast.
That's why I say it kind of puts the
Siakam
rosters in a
could
box
get in
a
there.
little bit.
Yeah.
A guy like Siakam will get in there.
Even OG is Team World if you think about it from the UK. That guy's
Oh.
like a borderline all-star kind of guy. We'll see. I guess it depends.
Yeah,
right?
this is going to tell us a lot because OG has not played in any like Olympic FIBA thing, right?
Not off the top
Because
of my
I don't
head.
know who he plays for. He
Yeah.
went to college at Indiana. I don't
Right.
really know.
He do got an accent though. All right, that's been another great episode of Numbers on the Board from Mike, from P, from D-Mill, from Kenny Beach, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.